Hello, fellow gardeners of the Humus Heritage community. Welcome to a conversation about one of nature's most overlooked treasures, human hair. Whether you're a seasoned soil scientist or someone just beginning to explore sustainable gardening practices, this guide will transform the way you think about the strands we brush out every day. We're about to uncover a powerful truth that challenges conventional waste management while offering your garden something truly extraordinary. The intriguing question, is hair really a garden secret weapon? You've heard the whispers. Human hair makes your garden grow, but is this age-old gardening hack truly a secret weapon or just an elaborate myth? We're digging deep into the dirt to uncover the scientific truth behind using human hair in your garden. Prepare to be surprised by what we unearth. The answer is far more compelling than you might imagine, and it begins with understanding what hair actually is at its molecular core. That hair you toss into the trash, it's genuinely a secret garden superpower. Every strand you brush away represents an opportunity to unlock nutrients that your soil desperately craves. For too long, gardeners have overlooked this simple, accessible resource while spending money on commercial fertilizers and soil amendments. Hair is not just organic matter, it's a carefully constructed package of nutrients specifically designed by nature to nourish and strengthen. When we understand what lies beneath the surface of these strands, we begin to see our daily grooming routines as the beginning of a revolutionary soil-building practice. Hair contains approximately 95% keratin, a resilient protein that serves as the structural backbone of every strand on your head. This keratin is rich in nitrogen, carbon, and sulfur, three elements that plants absolutely require for vibrant growth and development. Beyond these primary nutrients, hair also contains trace minerals that contribute to overall soil health and plant vitality. The beauty of hair as a soil amendment lies not just in what it provides, but in how slowly and steadily it releases these nutrients into your garden ecosystem. Breaking down exactly how hair decomposes reveals the true elegance of this organic material. When hair enters your compost pile or garden soil, it doesn't immediately release its nutrients in a chaotic rush. Instead, the strong keratin protein structure resists rapid breakdown, creating what gardeners and soil scientists call a slow-release fertilizer. This extended release cycle offers tremendous practical advantages. Conventional synthetic fertilizers often provide a brief nutrient surge that plants cannot fully absorb, resulting in runoff that pollutes waterways and wastes resources. Hair, by contrast, works in harmony with natural soil processes. As decomposer microorganisms in your soil gradually break down the keratin protein structure, they release nitrogen in forms that plants can readily absorb. The timing of this nutrient availability aligns beautifully with plant growth cycles, reducing waste and maximizing plant benefit. Beyond nitrogen, hair's contribution to soil extends into the realm of soil structure and conditioning. The fibrous strands create physical space within the soil matrix, improving aeration and drainage, especially helpful in clay-heavy soils that tend toward compaction. This structural improvement allows plant roots to penetrate more easily, water to move more freely, and beneficial soil organisms to thrive. Over time, as hair breaks down, it converts into humus, that dark, crumbly, precious ingredient that every gardener dreams of. Hair basically becomes the foundation for building what soil scientists call soil tilth, the ideal physical condition that lets plants really flourish. Hair also enhances water retention in your garden beds, a quality that becomes increasingly valuable as climate patterns shift toward greater variability. The decomposing hair acts kind of like a sponge within the soil, holding moisture that would otherwise drain away, making it accessible to plant roots during dry periods. For gardeners in regions experiencing drought, or those managing water conservation, this benefit alone makes hair composting totally worth pursuing. Collecting hair might seem daunting, but it's remarkably simple once you know where to look. Start in your own home, save the hair from your shower drain and brush every single day. If your household doesn't generate enough, Contact local salons and barbershops. Many are thrilled to have someone remove their hair waste, solving a disposal problem while supporting a sustainable gardener. Professional haircuts and styling generate significant quantities of varied hair types, all of which work beautifully in composting systems. Incorporating hair into your compost pile requires a light touch and attention to technique. Never add large clumps of hair all at once, as this creates dense mats that repel water and restrict airflow. Instead, distribute hair throughout your pile in thin layers, mixing thoroughly with other brown materials like dried leaves or straw and green materials like grass clippings or kitchen scraps. This distribution prevents the matting problem and ensures even decomposition. Chopping longer hair into shorter pieces, think 1 to 3 inches, dramatically accelerates the breakdown process by increasing surface area available to decomposer organisms. For those who prefer direct soil incorporation without composting, hair works beautifully mixed directly into planting beds during seasonal preparation. Scatter chopped hair across your garden bed and work it into the top few inches of soil before planting. This method proves especially effective when establishing new beds or refreshing existing ones. In container gardening, layer a small handful of chopped hair at the bottom of pots before adding soil, creating a long-term nutrient source for potted plants throughout the growing season. As a mulch application, hair requires careful handling to avoid unintended consequences. A thin, light layer of hair scattered around plant bases provides pest deterrent properties and contributes nutrients as it breaks down. The human scent and slightly unpleasant texture discourage slugs, snails, and some larger pests like deer and rabbits. However, avoid creating thick, densely matted mulch layers. These dense layers can repel water rather than absorb it, defeating your moisture retention goals. The ideal hair mulch should be sparse enough that water passes through easily, but consistent enough to provide protective coverage. Using hair in your garden contributes to a circular economy that reduces landfill waste in meaningful ways. Hair represents organic material that typically ends up in municipal waste streams, taking years to decompose in anaerobic conditions, while generating methane. By redirecting this material to your garden, you're not just improving your soil, you're removing waste from an inefficient disposal system and transforming it into something genuinely valuable. This practice simultaneously reduces your reliance on synthetic fertilizers, a transformation with benefits extending far beyond your garden fence. Commercial fertilizer production is, really energy intensive and often depends on non-renewable resources. Synthetic nitrogen fertilizers, while effective in the short term, actually contribute to soil degradation over time by disrupting natural microbial communities and creating dependence on repeated applications. Hair composting helps break this cycle, gradually rebuilding soil health through natural processes, while at the same time reducing the environmental footprint of your gardening practice. Hair represents a frontier in regenerative agriculture and sustainable gardening practices. Progressive farms and gardens worldwide are starting to recognize that waste streams often contain resources we've been conditioned to overlook. Research institutions are beginning to study hair's long-term effects on soil carbon sequestration, plant nutrient uptake, and microbial community development. These investigations confirm what gardeners practicing hair composting have intuited, that this simple practice contributes meaningfully to soil restoration and environmental healing. The time has arrived to transform your understanding of waste and start your own hair composting practice. Begin collecting hair from your household today. Reach out to local salons and barbers about sourcing additional material. Start small with a single garden bed or compost pile. Observe the results over a growing season and expand from there. Document your experiences and share your results with our community. We're eager to hear how hair composting transforms your garden. We invite you to become part of this growing movement toward regenerative gardening practices. Subscribe to the Humus Heritage channel to stay updated on the latest soil science discoveries, sustainable gardening techniques, and community success stories. Share this guide with fellow gardeners in your life, and together, let's build healthier soils, more productive gardens, and a more sustainable future. Your garden and the planet will thank you.